I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein, and I wanted to explain progressives from someone who's been in the Democrat Party actually longer than Bernie Sanders. I have gotten to know motivations, and I classify these progressives into two categories, neither of whom should be running government. At best, they should be a marginalized little corner of an assembly, two people maybe to voice some sort of discontent, but it's rarely going to be voiced with reason behind it. Type 1, the wide-eyed, kind of gullible, go along with feelings type. Ooh, sounds good to me, sounds nice, and not applying thought often enough to progressive proposals. Type 2, the machinator, the one who knows better, is smart, but wants to use progressivism to manipulate, to get more control. I think in my state, Josh Elliott, House Assemblyman, is in that category. He's a smart young man, but he leads a group, the Progressive Caucus, that is absolutely dangerous. And look at why this type of danger exists. These smart progressives, they don't care that forced socialism doesn't work. Never has in a big community. They don't care. They don't care that it'll never work because of human nature, the human nature to build ourselves, to elevate, maybe even to build others up. That is something that forced socialism will not do because it squelches the human desire. Why do they like it? Because forced socialism gives them control, and they like control. With that control, it gives them power. Let me apply that to a debate that's coming in the Connecticut General Assembly. Minimum wage, meaning forcing employers to pay more than they should in a free market for labor. It's an argument that progressives who are thoughtful know hurts the most marginal people. The people for whom the difference of a few dollars an hour is not nearly as important as the difference of having a job or not having a job. And when you force a minimum wage on employers, there's some people they cannot hire. The people then are with zero job. And for somebody who needs a job for the first time, that means zero responsibility that they could be learning. That means zero working with others, which is a big skill. That means zero resume padding to move up to the next job, along with zero income. Okay? It's a horrible use of government. A minimum wage is not what keeps people out of poverty. Never has. What keeps people out of poverty is the experience to build up a high wage. And only a job can give you that. Take it from the most successful countries in Asia, which until recently had no minimum wage. Gee, why is Singapore so wealthy and Hong Kong so wealthy with diverse peoples throughout those two areas without a minimum wage? Oh my God. Because people are paid according to their skills. And in a free marketplace, they always will be. You want to avoid poverty. You want to help poor Americans. I have a different solution. End government welfare. That ends dependence. That builds responsibility. Yeah, poverty often has a mental element. People who are talented that don't want to work. People who are talented that do work and don't save anything. They don't want to. People who feel they have nothing to work for. And that's often a function of a state and progressivism that says we don't care as much about your family as conservatism and a church. And for hundreds of years, America operated really well with conservatism and churches. Very little poverty. Government tries to come to the rescue in the 20th century and keeps people in poverty. Government has not been the friend of poor people. The only type of socialism that works is voluntary socialism. and it can only work in a small group. The socialism of a family, where you have faith in one another or love for one another so that even if your faith is broken, you're still going to help. Maybe in a church group, not a very large one because you don't know the far-flung members, but tight-knit group could have socialism that works. If another socialist demands of you to fund something you don't want, ask him, why don't you just fund this nice thing yourself? And they won't have a good answer. I mean, I literally asked this of Bernie Sanders. His answer? Because it's the right thing to do. Not a good answer. If it is in your mind the right thing to do, this project will get funded if a lot of people share your mind. If a lot of people do not share your sentiments, it is evil to impose it on other people. Beware here in Connecticut of literally the evil of maybe well-meaning General Assembly members who go along and the machinations of people who do not want to have widespread individual choice and want to instead control you. I'm Mark Stewart.